Hey guys, have you ever gone to a sleepover before? I'm just gonna imagine you have, because I can't talk to you guys through the screen. But have you ever just not be able to sleep, like fall asleep during a sleepover, like with your friends? Now I'm not talking about how guys will completely violate like your entire body if you're the first one to sleep. No, I'm talking about how you physically and mentally cannot fall asleep during a sleepover, because that's happened to me before, like more than two times, I think. And no, it's not because my friends were fucking around and playing games the entire night, which did happen, but that's not the main reason why I couldn't sleep. Even if they were like all asleep, I still couldn't get a wink of sleep, and it's crazy. It traumatized me that night. Now, granted, before you ask any questions about how I was sleeping or what was my, like, if I was sick or not, I was sick and I was sleeping in a pretty uncomfortable position. But besides that, I have been in worse situations before where I had to sleep through harsh ass conditions, and I slept just as well, just like a fucking rock as usual. So I don't know what was different about this time, but it felt like a demon or a fucking supernatural entity was preventing me from falling asleep. So yeah, but you're not here to hear me rant about how I. But you're not here to listen to me rant about how I felt about not being able to sleep during sleepover. You're here to hear the actual story and my experience in the incident. So I'm gonna segue into it in a very smooth and seamless manner. In 3, 2, 1, go. So it all started when me and my friends planned to go to sleepover at my friend's house to go and sleep over and film a movie they were supposed to shoot in for class. Now this friend's house I'll call John, because why the fuck not? So I'm just gonna fast forward to the day of the hangout / sleepover / film shoot. And at that point I arrived really late because I'm not a morning person, and it takes me like 20 minutes just to get ready, which I know a lot of people take longer, and I don't know how, but I feel like 20 minutes is long for me to get prepared in the morning. Anyway, that's besides the point. Basically, I was late, and practically almost all of the scenes that were supposed to be done today were almost done. So I basically didn't have to act, so they just moved all my scenes to tomorrow. And yeah, by then I was just helping with the direction and what to do and stuff, and what the actors had to do. And after filming, we just basically just hung out and had fun, like eating, driving around, not with an actual car, by the way. We just got a ride by taxi because we're underage, we can't drive. And just went to my friend's football training he had, because football player. And we basically just went to this neighborhood where like everything was cool. It was the neighborhood to go to for a hangout. I don't know why in this area it was just the place to go hang out. It had supermarkets, it had parks, it had, well, one park, but you know what I mean. It had basically everybody in my school living there, because the school is literally in the neighborhood. It practically had a mall equivalent of what a town should be and can have. So yeah, it was pretty much the ideal place to go and hang out. Yeah, we had some fun, and at some point we split apart because I don't know why. I think one of my friends took too long shopping at the fucking 7-Eleven. He was trying to save money. I don't know what took him so long. I had to be there for him so he wouldn't be alone, and the others left to go like pick up my other friend from the football training. Anyway, that's besides the point. I keep going off track. Basically, after we picked up our friend and got back to the house, we decided to swim. Now, this was the first blunder, massive mistake on my part, because at this point I was kind of sick. I kind of had a cold. My nose was runny. I had to blow my nose every 2 seconds. So yeah, it wasn't the best idea for me to go in the pool, but I still did because everyone else was there. and I at least I had fun, right? It was genuinely really fun because we made up this game called one, two, three, four, five, I think. Basically, how it goes is how there's an it's basically just Marco Polo, but with a gun, with a water gun. And so the rules go like, there's an right? There has to be an because it's Marco Polo. And you have how many other people you want, like maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 people playing in the pool. And the twist is, when the finishes counting from 1 to 10, 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get it? And it makes sense now. Everyone has to stop. Every player in the pool has to stop. Yeah, and it can take how long ever as they want to think about where the others are and where to shoot. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I think you guys should try it. It's pretty cool. It's a fun experience. We made it like 2 days ago. By the way, this story was like, it happened like a couple days ago because, yeah, it was like a couple days ago. And I just wanted to tell you guys because why not document a traumatic moment for me, well, near traumatic moment for me, and like share it to you guys because why not? I want a memory. Anyway, after that, we got out the pool. We showered, we got dressed up for sleeping because right after this we just went up. That's when disaster struck. And then you think it's all fun and dandy from here, right? Because it's a sleepover with your friends. You get to fuck around and find out. And then play Val until 2 a.m. I'm not joking. And let me tell you how exhausted I was at that point. Because imagine going from spending an entire day walking, shopping, basically, practically, to swimming, playing an intense, fun game with your friends, to going up and sleeping. Oh my god. I was basically knocked out. Bro, when I got to the room, I ate, and then after that, I just laid on the bed because what the fuck? I'm not gonna stay up for this because I did too much today. You know, they were playing Val too loud, by the way. At this point, it was like 11 p.m. At this point, I was just like, fuck it. I'll go with them, right? I'll watch them play. And I watched them play for an hour. I guess 30 minutes. It was basically I think 10:30 to 11. At this point, it's 11. I'm tired, exhausted, it completely exasperated. I don't know if that's the word for tired, but I used it anyway. So I went to bed, lay down on the peaceful mattress of heavenly sleepiness. Okay, phone. You would think that would be the end of the story, right? Oh, you stayed up until 11 p.m. Insomnia. No, that's not the end of the story. I hope it was, but it was not end of the story. Because after that, they continued to play, I already said, to 2 a.m. Do you know how long that is? Especially when you're trying to sleep, closing your eyes for the entirety of 3 hours. 3 hours. Think of that here. It's basically being woke up without even sleeping yet. I could not sleep. I could not feel a hint of sleepiness because they just kept shouting. Now after that, at some point, I did get to sleep. I did get to sleep for 2 hours. I know, 2 hours. Chef's kiss. But yeah, I did get to sleep for to be more accurate, 1.5 hours. And you can't even guess how devastated I was because I had to lay there on the bed in silence, basically cramped, almost half my ass cheek. No, almost my entire butt crack, almost half my ass was sticking off of the bed. Do you know how uncomfortable that could be? Basically, my entire body was about to fall off. I was about to fall off. And not only that, I had a cold and I had a headache. What the fuck was happening, dude? It was like this god deity that I angered in some way. the actions have consequences. So obviously I would get punished. But what the fuck did I do? So I'm just lying there sleeping, trying to get like a hint, a little bit of sleepiness because I really wanted to sleep. I was actually getting scared because I've never had insomnia this bad before. But at one point I just gave up and like stood up, went outside, and slept on the living room couch. And now I didn't sleep, but I laid down for a bit just to cool off because that room was also cold, like cold as shit. It was basically the Antarctica of rooms. Okay, now I don't remember where I left off at. Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay, so basically I was laying on the couch, right? Wow, it's so comfortable. Yeah, it was really comfortable on that fucking couch. I don't fucking know why. I don't know what material it was. Maybe it was from the lack of comfort I was experiencing when I was sleeping in that room, but I don't know. So basically, I was just lying there with my phone left on, at the background for ambience. I do a real weird thing where like I play YouTube on the background because like, it helps me sleep. But I don't know, maybe some other people do it too, but I'm the only person so far who does it. But whatever, that's besides the fact. Basically after that, after a few minutes, maybe 15 minutes of lying there empty-headed, John's dad popped out of nowhere from his room. But yeah, I was devastated at that point. Cause I did not expect them to come out so early. Granted, I did hear shower noises from like the other room, but I was like, I didn't really mind it because I was planning to go back in the room to sleep anyway, but I didn't expect them to come out this early. So I was just caught in 4K on the couch. I was like, oh wow, what the fuck do I do now? Now at that point I don't know why I was so scared, but I guess it was because I had a feeling that I wasn't supposed to be there, because why the fuck would you sleep on a living room couch? But whatever. So when he saw me, he was like, hey, what are you doing here? Which obviously is the obvious response, and he didn't even say it in a menacing way. He was just like, hey, what are you doing here? It was like, it's because he was confused. What was going through my head at that moment was absolute panic, because I didn't want to make my friends look bad, especially John, for like seemingly kicking me out of the room. From his perspective, by the way, it looked like I just got kicked out from the room. Either that, or I looked like I was doing something bad, like I was up to no good. Like maybe he thought I was doing drugs or something. So obviously I panicked and I was like, hi. And when he asked, what are you doing here? I was like, John's room is a bit too cold. It was like, oh, you want me to turn down the AC for you? It was like, oh shit. I honestly didn't respect that. I mean, sorry, respect. I honestly didn't expect that because I didn't know how he would react at that point, because now that I look back on it, how else would he react? He's a nice guy. But at that point, I didn't really know what type of person he was. I'm not saying that he's scary. He kind of is, but I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying I didn't know, like, you know how you like meet a new person and you want to like leave the best impression possible? Yeah, it was kind of like that, but a lot more scary because it's my friend's dad. Granted, I did meet him like multiple times beforehand, but we didn't really get to interact or like talk. So like I didn't know how he talked, what his tone was, like what he thought. So it was just, I was obviously panicked. But he turned out to be a really chill guy, coolest guy on the planet. Honestly, he's really nice. It was like, okay, whatever, moving on. Anyway, he turned down the AC for me, which wasn't even the main problem for me, like not being able to sleep. It was honestly just me having insomnia for some whatever the fuck, and my headaches. My eyes hurting and my shit almost about to explode. But whatever. That's basically the end of the story. Also, here's a picture that my friend snapped of me sleeping at like 6 a.m. still. So yeah, okay. That's about it. Bye.